This week's episode of the realest podcast ever is sponsored by Vote for Kathy. Tuesday, May 16th, we need all Philadelphia residents at your local polling stations to vote for Catherine Gilmore Richardson for Philly City Council. In 2019, Kathy made history in becoming the youngest woman elected to Philadelphia's City Council. And the only way to ensure she's able to continue all the great work she started is to vote for Kathy in the 2023 primary elections. So Tuesday, May 16th, pull up to the polls and vote Catherine Gilmore Richardson for Philadelphia's City Council. This message is TRPE approved. Now on to the show.
To the federal government. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, have a good day.
Fuck a good day. Make it a bad day. Hey, yo, my outlaw niggas. Switch these niggas.
It's never that funny. That's the fucked up part about it.
It's funny.
I didn't want to laugh, but it's always
It just lightened
funny.
the whole mood.
Yeah, because he opened the door and looked, and my outlaw niggas. It was really niggas out there.
I told Chrissy Vasquez last night because I posted it on Twitter. I was like, yo, he made a random call to every outlaw in the history of Earth. Whoever can hear this, come in this T-Mobile and make it a bad day.
My outlaw.
I hope he's doing good wherever he's at, man.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably booked.
Yeah.
He's probably booked, man.
My outlaw niggas.
Welcome to the realest podcast ever, the realest platform ever. If you're on Patreon, the realest Patreon ever. Shout out to all the Patreones out there, man. It's that time of the month. You know, the payments was paying and the computers is puting and all of that. So shout out to everybody that made it on the other side of the paywall. I want to give y'all a round of applause.
Yeah, y'all deserve it.
Y'all absolutely deserve it. Y'all empower us and support us to be able to bring y'all this great content. And, you know, on a week in and week out basis, book guests, market, put out merch, all of these different things that, you know, happen in and around the TRPE nation. And we appreciate y'all the most. Absolutely. If you're not on Patreon, go there right now. Patreon.com/official TRPE. Also, we just recently revamped the website, officialtrpe.com. Go check that out.
Yeah,
Let us know what you think about that. It looks real good. Shout out to the Podfather, Justin. My Google AdSense is still not working, Justin. I don't know what the problem is, what the disconnect is. Get the computers puting, fire them Jones up, and figure out what the heck is going on, man.
Straight up.
We right now are in an interesting time where, you know, over the last week, there's been in the last weekend, there's been pretty much unlimited things that have happened in and around the world of content, places and spaces, YouTube, Twitter, Instagrams. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and we're going to get into all of that.
Yeah, skating rings, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Man.
Spreadie Gibbs gate.
Yeah.
Breezy is back. Ebony K Williams. We're going to get into all of that, but we got to start on a more personal note, talking about something that we recently experienced here at the Realest Podcast Ever, trying to bring y'all the best damn content on the internet. Mm-hmm. Going back to March 23rd of 2023, that would be this year, I'm on the internets, and the computers is puting at a high rate. Mm-hmm. And you know, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Rumble, I'm everywhere. And I'm just looking like, yo, damn, like who could our next transformative guest be? Mm-hmm. And I landed on EYL's network. I watched a couple of videos or whatever, and there was one person on the whole network that stood out more than anybody. And I'm looking and I see 800,000 views, 750,000 views, 4 million views, 3.5 million. And I'm just like, how? Like an interview with Dame Dash, an interview with Billy Carson's, guest spot on Big Facts. I'm just like, damn, like, how is he doing all of this? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then, you know, I watch one video, I watch another video, I watch 7 shorts or whatever the case may be. And, you know, I'm just like, damn, this brother seems well-read, well-learned. He seems to have experiential information as well as, like, you know, book-based and research-based information. This is something that we need to share with our audience. Mm-hmm. Like, if they're already not aware, this is a good fit, and this is somebody that can bring value to the type of conversations and the level of conversations that we want to have on this show. And the person is 19 Keys. And, you know, to and through that, you know, we did all our prerequisites. I sent a nice buttoned-up email, got in touch with the powers that be, locked this thing in or whatever. So that's March 23rd. March 25th, I got an email back from them, whatever. We're good to go. I booked the studio. Shout out WTF Media Studios in New York. That's who, we rock with when we go up there. We did our Smart interview with them. We did our original Chris Gotti interview with them. And it's not necessarily a second home, but like a home away from home when, we're trying to be in New York. That's our go-to place and space every single time. So all of this is done. So I'm laying all of this out because this is like a multi-layered level of effort that's going into this thing in order to execute an interview. The interview, and we never really talk about this, but like the interview itself is the end result of all the other stuff that goes into it. Booking a studio, coordinating travel, who got the easy pass, what time we leaving, all of this other things that go around this.
When you're putting together content in a basically on an away game.
Yeah.
It's a lot goes into that.
Yes.
Like you look at teams, they got to travel, they got to get their hotel, they still got to get food, they got to be able to get your people there. Like it's a lot that goes into it. So yeah, people don't really, I guess, think about it or take it as like it's weird. We're going to get into this a little later, I guess, but like just the way people view this content creation thing in a whole, right? Like just from a bird's eye view of how people think about this shit now, it's really a weird place.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's like, with us, we've always been willing to hit the road or jump on a plane and go here and do this. We went in L.A. and did Crip Mac. Went to L.A., did an interview with Spank. We tried to do, one with the Art of Albacer and stuff like that. That ended up falling through. But it's like, we're not afraid to invest in this thing in order to bring y'all amazing content.
Not even that. I think one thing I think I love about this is that we're so transparent. Right. With the good and the bad. And, people at times can see that and give that like a negative connotation. Yeah. But I think it's admirable because it's real life. This is really how it goes. When you're basically doing something where you're talking about a 3-headed snake, this is the type of shit you incur. You go through these amazing highs and you go through these ridiculous lows where you can't really put a understanding on this shit. And I think that's where we both the other day, we were so puzzled that we was just like, man, let's eat something. Let's just go for a walk, man.
When the last time you been to the park?
Yeah, niggas just went for a walk.
Because some stuff is unexplainable.
You stressed out when you go for a walk.
Some stuff just falls under the unexplainable. This being one. And I
just gotta walk this shit off, man.
And I'm building up. I'm kind of creating a little bit of a cliffhanger, but we're going to get to that in a brief second. But so it's like, I'm setting the table that far in advance, we are locked and loaded. We are locked in. The targeted date is Tuesday, May 2nd. All right, great, perfect, no problem. Shoot to New York, do this, da-da-da-da-da. Go eat some lunch, come back home. Not a problem. So about 2 weeks before the interview that was scheduled and agreed to by all parties, I sent the calendar invite, niggas accepted it. I got the proof, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, all right, we good to go. Because I'm a naturally, like, skeptical person as it is, where it's like, is this really going to happen? Like,
that's the craziest part. I wasn't a skeptical person a couple years ago. Like, I remember when I trusted in humanity. Yeah. When I was like 3.
See what that got you?
Yeah. And it's just, since I turned 4, shit's been downhill so bad, yo. It's crazy.
Because of what? Human error.
At 83%.
83% sometimes.
Real shit.
Sometimes it's at 100%.
Yo, I say it all the time. I used to question, like, one of my friends, like, yo, why do you always, like, we agree to do something. Why do you, like, keep hitting me up about this shit? But you deal with people, people will fuck you up. And
motherfuckers are flaky.
I tell people all the time, listen, if I agree to do something at 10 o'clock,
I'm going to be there.
I'm going to be there. Yeah. You don't have to call me at 9 o'clock. Yo, you still riding down? Yeah, nigga, I'm
still going over the water.
I'm still going over the water, nigga. I'm already on the way, actually, because I said I'd be there at 10 o'clock. And I'll be honest with you, going into this dinner shit this weekend, I already know somebody or someone who RSVP'd is just going to be like, oh, that's the day?
Yeah, man, you ain't going to believe this, man. My cat just got a cast on his front leg.
Whereas, like me, on the flip side, if I RSVP to something that's on a high personal level or some business shit, you don't even gotta fucking question it, because when it comes to regular personal shit, when you got out of the hospital, you was like, yeah, they gonna release me. All right, I'll be there with that. Like, you don't have to call me a bunch of times. I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. So to see this in a business
definitely
setting,
came and got me from the hospital, man.
When because at the end of the day, we riding over at 11. Look, where I'm at, I'm in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to come looking for me. If I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. Yeah. That's just what it is. So to see it in a business setting, where you talking about real deal business implications, to see that was just like, let's go take a walk.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, so we just burnt in all ways of life.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So about 2 weeks before before D-Day,
D-Day.
I get another email. Hey, Keys has booked up a lot of interviews, whatever, because, like I said, I hit him up March 23rd. Some days later, a post goes up on the gram. Content creators, we going on tour. We want to talk to all of y'all. Y'all got podcast requests, whatever. Hit this email. Woo. Our booking predated that. So once he puts that up, now demand goes up for all of these other interviews. So they hit us. They say, yeah, we really excited to do y'all show, but he has a interview with Billy Carson's that he wants to do, whatever. That's scheduled for the same day, whatever. So is it cool if we switch y'all around to the end of the week, this and that? I thought about it. I said, you know what? That's not a problem.
Here go the crazy part. And you hit me like, and I'm not saying I dish you, but I trust in you, and like a lot of times, you'll just decide something, and you'll be like, and I'll be like, cool. But it's like, in reality, you made a commitment to do this content
on this day at this time.
So if someone else who comes along content-wise,
they need to work around that.
That needs to be the workaround, not your initial commitment. But still, all in all, because at the end of the day, me and you not being assholes, I get it.
Yeah.
You got somebody with a big ass platform that wants you on or wants to do something that day. You look at this situation, this platform, can we reschedule?
Yeah.
We say, you know what?
Yes. Not a problem.
Not a problem.
Because we're looking at the other implications of travel, being in New York on Cinco de Mayo, all of this other shit. It's like, all right, not the worst thing in the world. Whatever. Okay, cool. Not a problem. We will accommodate you. I reach out to the studio. I get the thing rescheduled. They didn't have a problem with it. Everything is fine.
I'm supposed to pick Jules up on Friday, but he ain't nobody. So fuck him. Everything, we cool.
And at that point, it's so far in advance, you almost can't do nothing but respect it. Because you giving me the courtesy. You're not hitting me up saying, yeah, I mean, Billy Carson is a big dog and y'all y'all are smaller content creators. Fuck y'all shit is canceled. We doing this other shit. Yeah, that wasn't the energy. It was apologetic. It was we excited to do it. This, and this. Okay, cool. Not a problem. So April 25th comes. April 27th comes. April 30th comes. I don't hear nothing. I'm like you. I think we good. I ain't gotta be we still good for the joint, right? Now, I'm not thinking to have to do that because when I give somebody
what's
my
your
word,
incense? Like just saying stupid shit. To keep
like
the
when I give
going.
somebody my word or my commitment, I keep it. Like I fucking keep it. And if I can't, you better believe there's some super extenuating circumstances attached to why I can't make it.
Something has to be going wrong.
Yes. So May 2nd comes, which is our original date. So now, because that was our original date, now the wheels are beginning to turn on what's the editorial view? What are we going to talk about? What questions are we going to ask? How can we make this interactive and responsive to the audience? Like, how can we make this something that travels? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the subject matter? All of these different things.
The biggest thing with interviewing somebody, and I think a lot of people are missing this now, and I'm not about to sit here in front like I'm the greatest interviewer or you the greatest interviewer, no shit like that, but I think a lot of people go into these interviews where they more so just like they want a certain name on their show.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to get somebody to, one, get their message across, two, be able to basically cross followings.
Yeah.
Like, can our following take from you, and then can your following take from us?
Exactly.
And a lot of people forget that. So me and you, we sat there the other day and had a real conversation. Like, how do we want to go about this? Which light do we want to portray him in? How do we want to go about this situation? Do we want to go into this aspect of this? Should we talk about these other spaces and places?
Yeah.
And it's a lot that goes into that.
Because
shit.
when I, as a consumer, when I look at his content scope, he covers a lot of ground. So it's like, if we try to cover everything, it's a 19-hour interview.
You know what? You know what the biggest thing that I got from like a lot of people when it comes to the Dr. Umar interview we did? A lot of people were like, yo, y'all made him seem like so just like regularly human.
Yeah.
Like you humanized Dr. Umar, where a lot of people looked at him as like a renegade, crazed Negro.
Right.
But then you got done and you just like, oh no, he's silly and play around and know how to joke and he can take me in the bed. He know how to bid. Like, yeah, and that's some shit we've been like gifted real
exactly
to be able to do something like that. So, you know, that's kind of what where even 19 Keys is at times a little bit more militant.
Yeah.
So we were like, yo, do we like, you heard me when it was first, I'm like, do he play around? Like, is it okay to like make a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, cause you don't want to offend nobody. You want to be able to be respectful of people's different situations and causes and their plight and everything.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a lot that goes into these type things, man.
So May 3rd comes, May 4th comes. I get into a real like, good creative space with like the editorial, and I'm just like, fuck. I remember getting up, was like, fuck, this is gonna be really, really good. Like I got excited. I went from being like nervous and having trepidation to being excited because of how good the structure was, and it was some playing around in there and all of this shit. And I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, I had like my 1-2 set up from just shit with the EYL.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
So it was gonna be good as fuck.
And y'all heard how we kept talking about it.
Yes,
Like,
because I'm generally excited. So young brother came in this content space in like the last 2 years and just like completely kicked ass. He is the superstar. He is the LeBron James of the EYL network. That is a fact. So it's like, so when you consider all of that, it's like, hell yeah, I want to talk to somebody like this. You know what I'm saying? So May 4th comes, May 5th comes. It's D-Day now. So I'm up 8, 9 in the morning, go out, shower, get myself together, go handle my business, this, and this. I'm in the city. I'm making my way around, coordinating with y'all. Yo, where y'all at? This and this. Everybody on point for 1:30. Woo, woo, woo. 11 o'clock hour comes. 12 o'clock hour comes. No, nothing. We're good. We're getting on the road to go do
we're literally
this thing.
linking up to go get on the highway.
12:53 p.m., a time that will be burned in my brain for at least 10 more years.
Yeah.
7 minutes before takeoff, I get an email that says, "Peace, family. Unfortunately, Keys doesn't want to do any interviews or, quote, anything with thinking, unquote, today, and we need to cancel the interview. I apologize, as it was bad planning to even schedule this for today, right after the show. I'll have to reach out next time. We'll be in New York to see if we can reschedule if that's possible again. My apologies for this, and sorry for any inconvenience that may have caused you on your end." So let's start with the end in mind. You caused me a great deal of inconvenience. Right. We are not New York residents. No. We have to consider travel time and the human capital costs of arriving in New York and making this happen. There is also a time cost of a mental investment that goes into the acquisition of this interview, the planning of it, the editorial, and then the execution of it. That wasn't considered when you canceled 3 hours before this interview was supposed to happen. And then the other part that's just like the more burning part is, if this was The Breakfast Club or Big Facts or $1 Million Worth of Game or Drink Champs or Joe Budden Podcast, you would not cancel. You would figure it out. You would take a cold shower, do some jumping jacks, do some dips, a couple planks, and you would get in the right headspace in order to do this thing. Yeah. And the fact that in 2023, people that are in the content space still don't understand that your biggest content does not necessarily come from the biggest platforms is still beyond me. Yeah. So to look at it like, oh yeah,
like we still don't understand viral.
We still don't get it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Motherfuckers will literally do whole segments of episodes about going viral and this and this and this, and still don't understand that a little girl in England can post her dad's book from 17 years ago and then it go viral and sell more copies than it sold in one day, sell more copies than it sold the prior 17 years that this book was out.
Yeah.
We still don't fucking get it.
Right.
So with that in mind, that's where I gotta talk to y'all about this shit. Maybe y'all will give me some better understanding because I don't understand it. So I'm coming to the audience like in earnest, like, yo, do y'all understand how this happens? Why this happens? When we were one ahead of the curve, but we already substantiated that because our interview request predated his request for other people to reach out to him. So it's like we've done everything right, gave you some game in the process, and somehow, some way, we're the people that get X'd out when it's all said and done and it's supposed to be showtime. That don't make sense to me. Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My initial thought when I said, let me see the phone, because I thought you were like making
I was
it
bullshit.
up. Yeah, I thought you were making it up. So I looked and I'm just like, am I CC'd on this? You like, yeah, I'm like, well, hey, take your phone. Let me look on
Maybe I say something different.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it and my initial thought was, I know where he's at or what he's feeling.
Yes.
We've done 11 live shows now.
Yeah.
After every show, we are fried.
For 2 days.
We are the last John, we didn't talk shit about shit when it came to anything about this for like 2 to 3 days. I get it. You just did a show at the Apollo the night before.
Sold it out too. Congratulations.
I totally understand not wanting to talk or any of that the day after a big live show. The problem is, me and you have never booked anything the day after a live show.
We don't book ourselves.
We don't book ourselves the day after a live show.
No.
We know we're not recording the day after a live show.
There's nothing to even talk about.
Nothing. The issue in all of this is like I said, we were gracious in the rescheduling the first time.
That's a fact.
And the reason behind it not being an emergency or something else going on, but just being, somebody or little, you know what I'm saying, like they want to talk, so I'm going to do that. Can we reschedule this job?
Yeah.
Yes, cool. Gave us time, great. 3 hours before we're supposed to record with you in another state, to not
Two states away.
To not hit me and say, my daughter had a situation, someone in my family it just passed away.
Shit, so, we got to push out for the next city on the tour sooner than we thought. Even that makes sense.
You know what? We just wound up having a situation that sparked in another place we got to get to. Sorry about that. Is there any way we can, whatever. But to tell me you don't feel like thinking, you should have thought before you sent this email.
Yeah.
Because I would have thought.
I would have did some deep thinking.
Everybody know how I acted driving the bus for years. Y'all saw my antics. Most of y'all that follow me on the gram, you saw my antics. I told you when I looked at my list of emergency at homes, when I used to get off of work, they were the most egregious lies I ever seen in all my life. When I sat and really read them, I told them people that a tree fell on my house. I ain't got a house. I told them people that. Because I didn't have enough balls to walk in and be like, yeah, that's spinning the wheel. I ain't
that
really
ain't
on that
today, champ.
Today. I'm going to say something. So to hit me with the...
Motherfuckers got to learn how to lie harder.
Yeah, I don't really feel like thinking.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's cool. We're not doing this ever again, though.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And the bigger thing with me is, like the issue we had with trying to get Wallow on the show. Just say no.
Yeah.
I'm cool with
Please say no.
I'm absolutely cool with someone saying no or closing a door. That's fine because that's your right. I don't know if you niggas understand civil rights. You can sit wherever you want.
Or free will.
You can walk into it. You are free. There is no obligation to do anything. But once you put your name on something and attach yourself to it and agree to something, there's just certain parameters and a certain threshold you shouldn't want to come beneath just on the strength.
Yeah, at some point, committing to something gotta mean something.
That's what I'm saying. At a certain point, you just got to say, you know what? I agreed to do this shit, so we gonna get it done. In fact, I'm gonna tell y'all a story about Smart, because I was ready to put Smart in the DDT. A lot of people don't know this shit. We booked the studio with Smart to start recording at 6 o'clock. There was another podcast, shout out to the Each One Teach One podcast. Mm-hmm. There was another podcast scheduled to come in after us at, I believe, 7:30. I think we had it for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
They were set to come in at 7:30. We had it at 6 o'clock. We tell Smart and them, yeah, you know, 6 o'clock to 7:30, we want to do an hour and a half sharp with
and
y'all.
we're talking to them the whole way up. The whole turnpike up.
And this is another situation where y'all are in New York. They're in Harlem. We're going to motherfucking Manhattan. Yeah. And we're coming from Philadelphia. So if you're in Harlem, the studio is in Manhattan, and we're in Center City, Philadelphia, us beating you to the studio is already crazy.
Yeah, it's like, all right, what's going on here?
What's going on that there Van Wyck?
Would you say something's afoot?
Yeah, something's afoot. Is the A train down? What's going on?
Because Loaded Lux told us the fastest way is the A train. So.
Like, what's going on? So we get to the studio 6 o'clock, 6:10, 6:20, 6:30. I look at you and I say, yo, what's your end-all, be-all time point? Because at this point, we're sitting here for a half an hour into the session, and there's somebody booked for 7:30. So at what point are you ready to cut this shit? And you said 6:40. Yeah. If they don't get here in the next 10 minutes, we out. I said, say no more.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like
clock watching, like the Olympic timekeeper.
Nigga, you remember when Sting had to wait 2 minutes to get in the cage? That's how I look.
Like the elimination chamber.
That shit, it was at 6:39 and 52 seconds. I'm like, 7, 6, 5, 4. We out. And I got the fuck up. I grabbed Dan. I said, we out. And you was trying to like, give one more minute. I'm just like, no, nigga, we out. And we went out and we got outside and we literally got into the fucking truck. I was in the truck.
Yeah.
I was on my princess. Y'all stay out there if y'all want to. I got in the passenger seat, closed the door, plugged my phone up. I'm ready to go. And out of nowhere, you see 2-3 cars pull up. The Benz truck pull up. The nigga's out the window.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He jumps out the car, was like, come on, yo, listen, it was so much crazy shit going on. His homie had got locked up, or his brother got something happened. Then the situation over, he's like, man, we was just scrambling, he's like, I'm so sorry with all this shit. And I'm just like, yo.
Like, come on, man, let's just go, man.
I'm like, listen, man, no, we were supposed to be here at 6 o'clock. It's 6:45. The next people is coming on at 7:30. It don't work like that. Yeah. Like, once you get to a certain point, I'll take the complete loss. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
We came up here, that's a loss. Gas coming up here, tolls coming up here.
Studio, that's a loss.
I'm cool with it, but we not doing it. Fuck it. He like, come on, you gonna let the devil win? I'm like, he has won. You talking about?
The devil has his foot on our collective necks tonight.
I can't fucking stop. The devil has won. What the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, come on, no, we got to get it done. We got to get it done. And we go back upstairs, because reluctantly, y'all got me to get out the truck. And again, shout out to the Each One Teach One guys, because they was like, yo, man, like, we get it. We understand how it be. Y'all here.
Yeah.
Go do your thing. And we wound up having a moment with Smart to the point where they all came in the room, and it just became this, like, great. And
like fellowship.
It became fellowship. And like Smart was talking about content creators sticking together. Because realistically, they could have been on some asshole shit and been like, yo, we booked
the time is the time.
We booked the 7:30. Y'all niggas get the fuck out of here. Yeah. But they didn't do that. And because of that, it made us connect to where we started talking a lot more. Them and Smart started talking.
Yep. They just did an episode with Smart.
It's just the way it worked. So my biggest thing is, even with Smart having all the shit that they had that day, he still got there.
Still showed up.
And we wound up getting some shit done. To say, yeah, I don't feel like thinking.
Showed up later than AI when he off the Coronas. Yeah, but he showed up.
Yeah. Straight time and shepherded. And that to me is just like, what am I supposed to do with this? Yeah. And like Jules said the other day, Jules like, I know you be like quick to just chalk a motherfucker, like do Chad. I'm like, no, Chad with me. Like, no, I don't like.
Just because of the lack of consideration.
The lack of, and here's the thing. We talk all the time about empathy, about being, understanding, all these different things. Yeah. I get it, which is why I said, if the issue was your child, if the issue was your mother, if the issue was your if there was a real issue, I would, what I'm going to do? What I'm going to check?
Yeah.
Is this PS44? Yeah, I want to see what's going on at their school. Like, no.
Yeah, I got a nigga here saying he took his kid out of school early. What's going on with that?
But I don't feel like thinking. It's almost like I don't know what I don't know.
No, you know how I read it? I don't feel like thinking for y'all. Because, like I said, if it was fucking Revolt Black News, if it was CBS Nightly News, if it was Good Morning America, whatever the case may be, the Breakfast Club, niggas would have been there on a P's and Q's with their best kufi on, ready to deliver the word. And that's a fact. That's a Fendi fact. Like, because those opportunities are so far and few between, you can't fuck them up. Because of
I wasn't ready for that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't ready. I just took a sip of the Coke Zero. I was not ready for
Niggas would have been up at niggas would have had to go on Good Morning America. They'd have been up at 4 a.m. steaming the kufis, getting them ready. They would have been there. Treat me with the same goddamn respect. Concierge, y'all got a steamer down there. I got some things I gotta press these out. Motherfucking would have been ironing them headbands like it's nobody's business. You got me fucked up, Jack.
That's the one, Jack.
Good Morning America, nigga.
We is going
tie this up, bitch.
We is going to take it over tonight, Jack.
They done fucked up the game now. They didn't let a black militant man on Good Morning America, nigga. I'm about to give him the word. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
Hell no, you ain't. That's so funny about it. Oh, shit. It's the shit Kyrie said the other day. The thing that motherfucker value the most, they'll go the hardest for. That's reality, yo.
Hello.
He said, motherfucker call you, I got a business opportunity on Tuesday at 6 p.m. I'll let you know what.
Hey, man, I got to check my Palm
Leo
Pilot.
Galore call you at 6 p.m. We fucking.
We sniffing coke. Come get this ass. I showed up a little early.
Yeah, I just wanted to get myself together.
Had to calm myself down.
Be able to take it all in. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, shit. That is hilarious, yo.
Enough of that.
Yeah.
Enough of that, man. May peace be upon that brother, his whole entire team. He's on tour right now, going state to state doing what he do, man. I would imagine giving, powerful, performances. He got different guests and stuff like that. Shout out to that and all that case may be. But, I'm going to go ahead and just officially close that door. Yeah. I'm not particularly interested.
I think the bigger issue in a grand scheme, because I want everybody to understand and hear this because, true story, driving here, I was listening to The Office. You know what I'm saying? In the gym yesterday, I was listening to Sipping with Friends. You know what I'm saying? 2 days ago, I was listening to Raw on The Ringer. Yeah. Like, I listen to everybody. I fuck with everybody. I don't know why there is so much non-unity
division
in this, like, black media.
Yeah.
I've seen the two words podcast and beef so many times in the last 10 days that it's making my head spin.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck is everybody beefing about? It's like we're all fighting and clamoring for the same 280 listeners, and it just don't make no goddamn sense. You can be super successful, and so can they.
Yeah.
We can be super successful, and so can him, so can her, so can every goddamn body. I'm so lost as to why, like you said, we view certain platforms as like, oh, this is the one, Jack. When in reality, all of these big platforms started out as small platforms.
Yeah. You have to.
You have to. That's the way it works. You might come in as a big name, T.I.
Yeah.
But then you realize shit is a little difficult. Mm-hmm. Now you're not doing it. It's a lot of big names who started podcasting and aren't podcasting anymore.
That's a fact.
What'd you say?
That's a fact, Jack.
A Fendi?
That's
or
a
whatever
Fendi
the fuck
fact.
you know there. Like, I just think we've gotten to a point now. I just looked down and saw a steamer. Why is that steamer right there? that Tone Steve?
Yeah.
Shout out Tone Royal. Like,
Shout out my brother Tone.
he ran his Tone board a steamer when he had. You remember that was funny as shit.
Don't say y'all got a steamer.
Y'all got a steamer? He's like, no, I'm gonna go grab a steamer.
Get my shit right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But at the end of the day, it's just we're making content creation way harder than it has to be.
Nigga, spooky button.
You know, I watch a lot of stuff on the History Channel, and I told you I've been watching these shows or whatever, and you know how it's people that be talking on the show. It's a podcast. These girls, they're called the History Chicks. Mm-hmm. Like they basically how we be talking about them. They have a podcast where they just talk about American history, and now they're on television doing fucking, you know, what's it called when you talking on documentaries? Like not voiceovers because they're like actually on the, you know, I'll be cutting to like
commentary.
They're doing commentary on documentaries and shit, and they have and I'm like, I'm hard pressed to believe that these white women are in podcast beef with another history podcast.
Yeah, with the art history chicks.
You see what I'm saying?
You don't know shit about Galileo, nigga.
Da Vinci, let me tell you something about Da Vinci. Oh, like I'd be hard pressed to believe that.
Well, I mean, and not to cut you off, it's just it boils down to at the core, we hate each other. And until we just reconcile with the fact that we hate each other, we're never going to be able to rebuild this thing from the fucking ground up because it needs to be destroyed and rebuilt. Yeah, because the current system is
not working, beloved.
It's not working, beloved.
It's not working,
it's
beloved.
Super bad. You know what I'm saying,
beloved? It's not working. It's just not working.
And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I indulge in this shit. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. Because at the end of the day, it's like everybody's fighting for some like imaginary spot. Yeah. Like niggas slot themselves and limit themselves so hard by like, oh, we the top urban podcast. We the top black podcast. We the top music podcast. I seen a show was like, we the #1 entertainment news podcast. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? like if y'all want to talk rankings, what's your overall ranking? Y'all doing all this segmentation and all of this old shit. And it's like, that was like the old school hip hop thing where it's like, oh yeah, I got 4 #1s on the Smokey Robinson Chitlin Circuit chart. And it's just like, where can I find this chart information? Oh no, you got to go to the back part. You got to be subscribed to Billboard to get this information. And
you live near a library.
Like, how familiar are you with encyclopedias? And it's like that sort of shit. And it's just like, yo, at the end of the day, they all are doing that and fighting for these little victories because they all know they can't touch Patrick Bet-David in Valuetainment. They all know they can't touch fucking Joe Rogan. They all know they can't touch Impulsive. So they want to limit it and segment it to, this area right here, I'm killing. And it's like, okay, but what about when you add everybody in the mix, then what?
It's just annoying to see, man, because like I said, you know, when it comes down to these situations and all these, you know, like Clint said, I'm in the city. Let's get some shit done. Yeah. Let's get it done.
It's very simple.
It's very simple.
Next time, when I figure out where I'm recording at, I'm going to hit y'all. We're going to lock it in. It's very simple.
Cinnamoni, the chick, she want us to come on their podcast. I said, yeah, we couldn't do it last Wednesday because what we having last Wednesday? Oh, you did Kyrie's show. And it's just like, it's like y'all record on Wednesdays. Okay, cool. Let's try to figure out next week. I'm not saying and then I'm just like, oh shit, did you come? Look out, duck down, like cross the street. Rover. Like, no, nigga, just say no if you don't want to do some shit. Yeah. But there shouldn't be multiple times that you have people reaching out to you and you like, oh yeah, let's get that done. Then you come back and it's just like, thinking.
Yeah, that's off the menu today, baby.
You know, and I said it before. I like being as transparent as we are with this shit because, you know, a lot of motherfuckers be, what's the word? Capping? Yeah. Like a lot of motherfuckers just be making things seem one way, and that ain't the way. And I know it ain't the way because it ain't the fucking way. Yeah. I know that ain't the way this shit go. I know it ain't. I know it. I'd be hard pressed again to be in front of these people and have them tell that story or tell whatever's going on and do it right in front of me because you know you lying. Yeah, you know that. Shit, right? You know that. And me, I kind of at times can get complacent when it comes to this because I don't adhere to the same things. And like literally, everybody was sending me all this podcast beef shit that's going on, and I'm just like, yo, I dead ass be oblivious to the shit. Think about when y'all was talking about Usher and Chris Brown the other day. I'm like, wait, what happened? Because I'm watching basketball and I'm playing poker. I really be in like a little bit of a bubble at times because I don't champion or look at a lot of these things the way everybody do. Where it's like, you got people that look at certain people like he's like the president of shit.
Yes.
And it just be like, no, nigga, like that's, at least for me, that's just not how I am. That's not how I'm wired. So I look at a lot of things where all I really got is my interactions or my dealings with you. So if I've never met you or never had no interactions with you, you NA as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
I don't go over what people say because he might be lying and she might be lying. He might be saying you the best person on earth. She might be saying you the filthiest motherfucker out here, and they both lying.
Yep.
Like I told you before with the whole shit with the real estate wars. It's like everything. I believe all of y'all. I believe all of y'all telling the truth, and I believe all of y'all lying.
I believe the good, the bad, the ugly. Because until I
deal with you, you NA. But all I can tell you is like my dealings with someone or my interactions with someone, that's what I speak on. So my interactions now with this 19 Keys situation, I don't know anything. I don't know where he hustled at or where he went to school. My issue is we reached out to you to do some content. You agreed to it.
Yeah.
I'm a grown up man. I'm almost 40. You know what I'm saying?
I am 40.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If I tell you yes, I agree to something, we're doing it. You don't have to come looking for me. I said yes. But what I'm not going to do is hit you the day of we're supposed to do something and be like, you know what? Thinking ain't on the menu today, so
I can't rev it up.
That to me is just absolute junk. We flew to LA to go do a show with Crip Mac, and out of all people, I know a lot of y'all might look at Crip Mac and think, you know, he's this psychotic young renegade knucklehead, this and the third. They were very punctual.
Yes.
They were on time. They were doing drops. He was like, let's do a drop in here. Let's do one out in the parking lot.
Let's take some pictures.
He was like, matter of fact, you big. Let's get it on. I'm like,
you want to do a skit? Let's fight.
Yeah, right. But he understood the importance of, I said I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. Mm-hmm. That to me means a lot. So that to me is respectable. So my dealings with him, where a lot of people might say X, Y, and Z, my dealing with him is 100% good.
A1 across the board.
My dealings with a lot of these people when it come to these places, it just be like, dog, what? It don't make no sense. And here go the crazy part. Me and you don't even be saying this shit a lot of times. We know it. Yeah. And we look around. I see a lot of little shit that go on, a lot of little shit that gets said, and you just be like, huh?
I be like, oh, I've been know about that. Oh, y'all just found out about, like, because it'd be so pronounced.
I watch a lot, like you say, the dick pulling shit that go on, and it's become so like corroded in the, and I was sitting there the other day where it's just like, yo, I really like American history. I'm ready to do an American history podcast.
Yeah.
And just be completely away from this space, because who the fuck wants to go to like school or get media trained or really learn engineering when it comes to cameras and audio boards and all of this shit to be involved in some drill bullshit? Cause that's just the
somebody
culture.
Young boys run down on you.
Cause that's
you be engineering for XYZ podcast, nigga.
You see what I'm saying?
Tell them I said this.
And I look around at all this different media. I said it before and I'll say it again. The biggest podcasts and media situations out there, it's not urban. It's not music. It's not sports. It's fucking crime. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest shit out here. True crime. And I look at all these true crime podcasts. All of them white. Mm-hmm. Nobody beefing. Everybody getting money. Everybody making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month from Patreons and sponsorships and partnerships and all these different things. I told you, there's a podcast that focuses on scams and finesses, and it's backed by AARP. Because the age range of people most susceptible to getting burnt for money is older people with retirement.
55 plus.
Yeah. And it's like, how does that exist? Just doing what the fuck they do, making money. And it's like, ain't no drama, ain't no diss videos on Shade Room, ain't nothing. It's literally nothing. But here we are over here where everybody has this mentality of, I'm fighting for every little bit. And it's just like, you don't have to do that.
At all.
It doesn't have to exist. Literally, we've tried our hardest to work with just about everybody. We've had doors open. We've had doors slammed. My biggest thing is, you want to slam a door, say that shit, and put a sign on the door so I know.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest. But don't have me out here walking around where I'm speaking highly of you. And then on the flip side, you slamming you closing the window, like, give me 2x4. And you doing as much as you
sliding the dresser behind the door.
Old school.
You sliding the dresser behind the door.
Old school.
Niggas ain't gonna never get in here.
It's bad, man.
It's nonsense, man.
It's all bad.
It's nonsense. On to something a little more lighthearted, I guess. Well, no, it's tragic for him, but it's lighthearted to us. Are you familiar with the Spreadie Gibbs fiasco?
Spreadie? I thought it was Freddie Gibbs.
Well, they're calling him Spreadie Gibbs.
For what?
His ex-girlfriend is saying she has a photo of him spreading his ass open in her phone that she's threatening to leak.
Okay, why?
Because they're...
You see right here what I'm talking about? You know what I did last night? I read a fucking whole short story on Boss Tweed. Do you know who Boss Tweed is?
I've heard the name.
He was a lawmaker in New York who was crooked as shit and ended up in jail because he was just basically taking money from every goddamn body he can. Like, that's what I was doing last night.
Yeah, shout out Boss
I didn't
Tweed.
know Freddie Gibbs had any fucking thing going on.
Yeah, Freddie Gibbs.
Honestly, I'm sick of niggas. I'm sick of the nigga lifestyle. That shit is crazy.
Freddie Gibbs has been trending on Twitter for 3 days now.
I saw the other day Usher and Chris Brown were trending, and I was like, oh man, he must have brought Breezy out at the show. Wrong. Nigga shit. This shit is
wrong.
crazy.
We're going to get to that in a second. So real quick, the Spreadie Gibbs fiasco is this. He has a ex-girlfriend that is a porn star.
Okay.
Named Destini Creams. She has now gone on a full-scale promo tour slandering Freddie Gibbs.
He's an ex-girlfriend who was a porn star.
Yes.
I can tell you your first mistake. Okay.
Yeah, that's your first mistake. Yeah. Would Jesus say, try me, nigga? That's your first mistake. Wife and a porn star, that's your first mistake. Yeah. She did an interview on, I don't know if it was The Bang Bus, but A Bang Bus, airing this man out. She admitted that she cheated on him with an NBA player and that the NBA player's dick was better. So it's like, okay, thank you, I guess, for that information. She talked about the incident in Buffalo where he got beat up or whatever like that, and basically was like, she feared for her life. Niggas beat her up, took her chain. And then... And then a few months ago, it's now being discovered that not only did
imagine the host of Flip or Flop and his wife is just out, and the motherfuckers from
on Shade Room TV,
and the motherfucking brothers from Property Brothers is running. It's just
nigga, fuck my wife.
Yo,
it's a mess. Black life is trashy. So yeah. In addition to this, so right now she's pregnant with a baby. Okay. I don't know. I'm not prepared to say if it's Freddie Gibbs' baby or not. But she's pregnant with a baby. It may be Jesus' baby. It might be divine intervention. It might be the NBA. I don't know whose baby it is. But she's saying it's Freddie's baby. She did a episode of Plug Talk. Do you know what Plug Talk is? No. Plug Talk is Adam 22 and his wife's platform where they interview porn stars and then have sex with them on the platform.
What?
Yes. It's a sex cast. Sex
like
podcast.
the baller, what's it called? What's his show called? Adam 22?
No Jumper nigga.
No Jumper. I was gonna say No Baller.
Yes.
He does porn?
Yes.
That's
he does
news to me.
Full scale porn. So him and his wife have a web show.
You know what we gonna have to do, man. We gotta get some hoes in here. Right.
That's all niggas respect. Hoes. So
I say we have an orgy. I knock Dan out. We superstars for the week is out. Like
so. Be careful what you ask for. So she did an interview, quote unquote, with Plug Talk, but normally it would be Adam and Lena the Plug, his wife.
Okay.
This particular time, it was two niggas that looked like, what's the point guard from the Miami Heat?
Kyle Lowry?
No, the backup nigga, Gabe Vincent.
Okay.
Two Gabe Vincent in the face niggas interviewed her and then ran a train on her.
Oh, okay.
While she was 9 weeks pregnant with supposedly Freddie Gibbs' baby. This is awful.
How do you know all this? I'm
Been
questioning you
I've
now.
been doing a lot of research. A lot of information came across my desk organically.
My desk. Remember that for Patreon? That's the desk. Like,
and last night she went on stream with Akademiks, who, as you know, is Freddie Gibbs' mortal enemy.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about this before.
Oh yeah, you did talk about that. Right.
He's Akademiks and Freddie Gibbs are mortal enemies.
Real quick.
So now she's clicking up with the ops.
Akademiks, I don't really get into act with that stream and shit. But the other day, what's the rapper who got his chain took? Apparently got his chain snatched. Was it?
Oh, Fabio Foreign.
Yeah. He apparently got his chain snatched. Akademiks on his stream. Akademiks said they're passing your chain around the crew right now. Imagine your chain getting lathered in neck grease.
Greasy neck, the greasy neck.
Oh man, I gotta play that show. When I tell you I was in fucking stitches, man, he said, imagine your chain getting covered in neck grease. I was like, what the fuck, man? Oh, man.
Fabio Foreign is like, yo, y'all know the song? Big Crib, I fell in love with a big... No, never mind. Yo, Big Crib, like, y'all know that song. Anyway, somebody's claiming they took his chain. No, that's sacrilegious. Hip-hop? A chain going on a greasy neck tour? Neck to neck, hood to hood, block to block? Listen, in hip-hop, there's a few things you don't want to be. You can't be a snitch. You feel me? And you also can't get your chain snatched. That's like getting your manhood took. Imagine your chain getting lathered in neck grease. From a bunch of
Bunch of dumbass niggas.
Hood to hood, block to block. I saw that and couldn't stop laughing, man.
So I'm itemizing all of these bullet points because I'm trying to I'm building a case here. I'm like the feds. I'm building a case here. And I want to look in the camera when I say this. Okay. Men of all ages. I'm going to give y'all some sound advice. Let this be a lesson to your ass. Do not, under any circumstances, I don't care how good the head is. I don't care how crispy she make the chicken tenders. I don't care if she let you fuck her homegirls, whatever. You never, ever.
Them hoes that bred the chicken before they put it in the air fryer, they're dangerous.
Like, is this Lowry's in there? It's already in. I don't got to season it. Never, ever, ever wife a hoe. Do not do it. Do not.
Hey, certain hoes. Like
no
that
hoes, bro.
I mean, you gotta have some hoe shit. Yeah.
Don't wife them.
Well, those hoes. Like that, once they cross that threshold of hoe, yeah.
Can't do it. Do not do it. The reason why is this. When it all falls down.
You all right over there?
I'm like, dry ass throat. Need some water. When it all falls, there we go. When it all falls down, typically, they tend to be erratic, unhinged, and willing to crash out.
Yes.
And because of that, they have no problem embarrassing themselves to embarrass you. And you will end up with all your business in the street.
Yeah.
The prophet Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. once said, stop letting these messy hoes mess with your business. Yeah. This is one of them situations.
Yeah, you got to know who you dealing with.
You have to vet your partner.
Yeah, big time. Like, it is very interesting. You know, I see a lot of relationships where it's like every relationship has its quarrels. Yes. Every relationship has its ups and downs. Every relationship is going to have its problems.
Thank you,
Every relationship is going to have its certain levels of nonsense. That's y'all business. That is for y'all lives. That's in y'all house. That's y'all business. Once it gets to the point where it's coming out of the house, you doing too much.
We got a big ass problem.
Even me as your neighbor, seeing it, y'all draw it.
That's a problem.
Anyone willing to sit down in front of cameras and discuss y'all inner workings of y'all relationship is scum.
Yeah.
Is absolute scum.
Yep. And the biggest problem and the number one reason why you do not, under any circumstances, and I know y'all niggas is insecure, y'all ain't got no goddamn standards, wife or hoe, is when y'all break up. If y'all fake break up, they immediately go back to fucking hoeing. Even if she put that pussy on a shelf for you, the minute you, bitch, we ain't got to do this, she is sucking another nigga's dick. They don't know no other fucking way. Do not do it. I say this as a male empowerment motive to get you niggas to have some goddamn standards.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, y'all be lining yourselves up.
That's the biggest thing. At the end of the day, being in a relationship with somebody has become so like diluted and it's become so just like messy to where y'all aren't in a relationship trying to like build or uplift each other.
Correct.
Y'all are just around because whoever's popping or whoever got a crazy throat. Which, don't get it fucked up. That matters. I'm not saying that doesn't
It absolutely matters.
It matters like a motherfucker. But my thing is, if we're not vibing or if we're beefing, are you gonna like fuck my great uncle and then go and tell everybody
And put it on OnlyFans
that my dick is trash compared to my great uncle? Because now family get together.
You know who got some good dick? Matt Great Uncle.
Great uncle, not the regular uncle.
72?
Yeah.
Oh man, that 72-year-old dick hit different with the generic Viagra.
Yeah, he popped one of them hymns.
Nailed me to the cross, girl.
Like, so that's the thing. At the end of the day, I look at this type of shit where it's like you married a porn chick, whatever. It's just like we've gotten to the point also where we try to make these extreme lifestyles like regular.
Yes.
And they're not. They're just not.
There's nothing normal about having sex for money.
No.
On camera.
I don't give a fuck how liberated you might think you are.
It's still counterculture.
Yeah.
Like, it's still not
Here's the thing.
mainstream.
You can be sexually liberated is one thing. And I know we had these things now where it's like, I can do what I want. And yes, you can. You can fuck somebody every goddamn day, every night, twice a night. That's your prerogative. Get it on. Get it on. Like Mills Lane say. Like, you can do your thing. Get it on. Like, you can get it on. But once you're on camera for money, now we've crossed over into a niche lifestyle. And that's not normal. There's an issue. There's a problem there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It just is. That's just reality. And you going down that rabbit hole, you see this all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watch Entourage. Vince's life spiraled out of control when he started dealing with the Sasha Grey chick. That was like life imitating art. Art imitating life.
What did I just tell y'all? Never, ever, ever have fun with them. Do your thing. Whatever the case. Now, it's different if y'all are both some shout-out freaks and y'all come together as two shout-out freaks to try to have sex with the whole world. If y'all come together trying to have sex with the whole world together.
I ain't no freak. I ain't no
If y'all trying to fuck the whole world together and you complicit in it and you cool with her going and getting hit and she cool with you doing this and this and you got this cuckold thing, that's a different story. Mm-hmm. Freddie Gibbs, according to her, asked her to stop doing boy-girl content on camera. So you knew what she was doing. You were not okay with it. So you requested her to stop. But at no point did you request yourself to not get in a relationship with her. You lined yourself up. So it's like, as bad as the fallout is and as messy as it is, accountability corner, you did it to yourself. Yeah. And it's like Freddie Gibbs seems like a nigga that just makes a ton of bad decisions. Yeah. Like dissing Benny and then having to go on tour in Buffalo, bad decision.
Yeah, eating lunch. Did it happen in Buffalo?
Yes.
Yeah, eating lunch outside in Buffalo after dissing the pride of Buffalo. It's not that.
Nigga literally just performed for the Buffalo Bills, opening in the playoffs and all of that. Like, A random nigga beat you up for Benny in Buffalo. Bad decision. Kicking off a beef with Harv and Mel Murder and Jim Jones. Bad decision. You get punched out, stomped out at Prom 112 in Miami. Horrible decision. Wife and a porn star. Horrible decision. Like, he's like, if he had like, if he was Kendrick Lamar, his seminal album would be called Good Rapper, Bad Decisions. Yeah. Because that's all the fuck he does is just make bad decisions.
Second album might still be called Damn.
Damn. Right. We still gonna land on Damn. We still gonna land on Damn somehow.
That's funny as shit. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, people, you know, you again, like you said, people got their things with them. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, what happens with y'all in y'all bedroom, in y'all house, that's y'all business.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
We all should know less about each other.
We all should. Honestly, I was about to quote you. You didn't let me get there. But I was about to say, what happens with y'all in y'all's situation is y'all's and y'all's alone.
We are way too indoctrinated into each other's
relationship. I shouldn't know what y'all favorite position is as a couple. This is just weird.
Me and my girl been together 3.5 years. It'll be 4 years in October. I ain't never told nobody, oh yeah, no, because my girl be doing. Why would I do that?
What the fuck? That's just
what
strange.
sense does that make?
Yeah, that's strange. That's beyond strange.
If you are out here, again, males, if you are out here telling your homies what your committed relationship sex is like, you are a fucking weirdo. Oh, I hate to be the first older male figure to break it to you. You are strange.
I had a nigga straight go as far as like, yeah, you know, me and my wife had this little threesome, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, cool, you know, whatever. He's like, yeah, that shit was turned, bro. That shit was lit. And I'm just like, that's what's up, man. He's like, yeah, here, go right here. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is that all of y'all in this camera? The fuck, man? Like,
is this a 210 p? Was it supposed to be 1080p? Is that 208p video quality you recorded this with?
Like, y'all be doing too much.
Way too much.
But again, what happens with y'all and you know, y'all again, do you rock out,
nigga?
You know what I'm saying? But there are certain things that just I don't care to know about or understand about, because you allowed to have whatever the fuck your vices or your quirks or what, that's your business.
Yeah.
But you gotta like
keep it y'all business.
Keep it y'all. You gotta understand, like, straight up and down. You like getting your ass ate. That's your business. But if y'all break up and she rushed to the internet, yeah, let me tell y'all something. You ever see the boy running through the parking lot? Let me tell you something. Let
me tell you
something. Like, it just, yeah, like, we going too far. We don't need to know any of this. Why is it only after y'all break up?
It was all good.
It was all good.
You was eating his ass all relationship. It was
the
cool.
whole joint.
You was munching the shit
straight getting it on. Get it out. It was getting it on. Why the fuck are we hearing this now?
The girl Destiny literally said, she said, yeah, you know, he could have avoided all of this. You know what I'm saying? He left me no choice. And it's like, no, he didn't. Like, you could have, like, if you are pregnant with his child, you could contact family court, establish a chain of custody before the child even gets here. If you feel like, you know what I'm saying, like he owes you money or whatever the case may be, small claims court, like all of this different stuff that is like could have avoided. What I say all the time? How do niggas adjudicate problems? On the gram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Social media.
Yep.
Let me tell everybody this nigga a freak nigga, and he be spreading his ass cheeks open every time we get on FaceTime. And it's like, what are we supposed to do with this information? Besides make a hashtag about it and clown him. Here's the thing. This is advice for women. If you are in a situation with a man and you are supposedly pregnant with his child and y'all are already having rough patches of communication and all of that, what is his incentive to make it right with you after you embarrass him in front of the world?
Yeah.
How does that help matters? How does that have him say, you know what? Now that she told everybody I'm kind of a freak nigga, I should call her right now and fix things. How does that help your cause?
I'm a freak. I should call her. Yeah. Hey, man.
Now that she told everybody she been paying my phone bill for the better part of a year, now I should definitely, that should encourage me to make, she made a whole big deal about her paying his phone bill. I'm like, yo, this is stupid.
What's the significance of that?
He needed a new phone, and I had a plan with AT&T, and I had a military discount, so he went on my plan. And but my first child's father, who's also named Fred, is on the plan also, but he pays his phone bill. But Freddie Gibbs never gave me any money for his phone bill. I'm like, all right, so cool. Let me understand this, right? Y'all been in a relationship for the better part of a year. You'd have been on tour with this man, this, that, and third. I'm sure you have benefited in one way or another from his stardom, from his rap career, et cetera, case may be. Even though he asked you to stop your content creation career to be, more present with him or whatever the case may be. All right, cool. I get all of that. So with that being said, you mean to tell me that what's a phone bill? $150 a month, $100 a month?
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? So you basically telling me $150 a month is the make or break on how you view him as a man compared to probably all the other stuff that he did for you throughout the course of this relationship. This is junk. Like, this is stupid.
I mean, end of the day, man, I don't even know what to say about y'all. It's
exhausting.
Take care of yourself and each other. Yeah, that's just the long and the short of it. Y'all. I don't, again, look at the whole podcast. We're so quick to try to embarrass each other or play each other or diss each other or just, it just is beyond me. And it comes from the people who you fuck with the most. That's the sickest part of it.
Yep.
The people who know your inner workings, who know your anxiety inducing things, the people who know your triggers, they're the ones who will try to hurt you and crumble you the most. And it makes zero sense. Like, you know what they say, like, the worst enemy is a friend who is an unknown enemy. Like, that shit is mind blowing. Like, how you can literally be in love with someone and around someone, all this shit, and then you look up and you trying to diss them for the shit that you was cool with the whole relationship.
Yep.
That to me is crazy. And I don't judge nobody for being a freak. Sometimes it'd be a little too much.
It'd be hard to not judge y'all. Like, y'all be putting my not judging y'all to the test.
I had a homie, nigga hits me up. This shit crazy, this shit is. Nigga I worked with hits me up and was like, yo, I know you be fucking with the fire stick. Like, I need a fire stick because my joint be on bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, I know someone who fuck with it, whatever. When I link him, whatever, he get that joint. He like, yeah, yo, okay, yo, no, this joint, it's official. I see all this shit on here. This shit got a little bit more shit than my last joint had. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So a couple days go by, the nigga hits me, calls me, right? He was like, yo, why the porn so limited on this joint? And I'm like, the crazy part is I never even really got off into the...
Yeah, right. I never even ventured off into that section.
Because it's so far at the bottom. I never really got that far into...
You at the end of the menu.
Yeah, and the menu is long.
Menu longer than Broad Street.
So I'm like, what you mean? He was like, it's only 325 channels. And I'm like, that's not enough, yo? And he was like, no, I'm saying, like, the last joint I had, the fire said that shit had like 600 porn channels. And I'm like, I mean... What's missing? He was like, Pinky got her own channel. That ain't on it. He started running this shit down. So I'm like, I don't know, just look around, browse, I can find something. So, like, maybe, like, I'd say a couple hours went past. The nigga, he calls me again. I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, I shouldn't answer this. I know I shouldn't answer this.
Intrigue gonna make you pick the phone.
But here we go. I'm like, yo, he like, yeah, bro, I went through all these Jones. Like, it's all like, it's stupid shit. Like, it's like, them weird fantasies. The one John, the bull, his mom fucking his friend. He come in the room, he's like, oh, mom, you really taking that cock? Then I'm just like, yo, this shit not turning me on. I'm like,
what are you supposed to do about it?
I call you back. that monkey on the phone.
What are you supposed to do?
Like,
you're not even a proprietor of the fire stick.
All I did was introduce you to the man.
So now you got to get on the horn. Yeah, man.
My guy said it ain't enough porn.
Now that he mentioned it, I'm doing my own internal audit.
I'm looking through it. I don't see the Cherokees.
Black teen oiled asshole 17 is not on here.
Yo, dog. He said it's only 325 channels. I'm like, that's
sick.
That's not enough. I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's a lot of channels, nigga.
Not to give y'all too much insight into my freak life. When I'm perusing porn, I go to like 3 websites.
Dog, I got my go-tos. They in my favorites.
Old Faithful.
Twitter porn be rolling.
Listen, I ended up on a Twitter porn vortex one night.
Dog. What's the vortex?
The vortex is basically like you find a thread and then you find you find a content creator that you like.
Yeah.
I was on her page for 9 hours.
Yeah.
I said, "There's no way she doing all of that."
Yeah. Yeah, when my Twitter got deleted, I was like, this is some bullshit. Gotta make a scumbag Twitter just to be around.
Gotta make a twinster.
Yeah, real shit. Twitter joint be rolling. But yeah, it's a couple websites. That's all you need.
Nigga says my last joint has 600 channels.
Yeah.
You a wild nigga.
Yeah. I was talking to one of the old heads in my job, and I was just like, because he was like, yeah, y'all done got all shot the fuck out with that porn. They got virtual reality porn, all that shit. And I'm like, honestly, y'all old heads was the true freaks. When it came to like porn, like y'all niggas was buying it.
Yeah.
You're like, you a real freaky individual. Like you go into the store.
You on 63rd and Passion.
Yeah, you on the train.
With a trench coat.
I'm gonna beat the hell out of my dick when I get that.
With a trench coat with the collar popped down.
Wait till I get in that motherfucker.
Nothing but drawers on under that trench coat. Freak the fuck out.
Yo, you walking in the store like, what's going on, bro? Big Wet Asses Volume 9. Where is over? All right, cool. Okay. Good looking.
Appreciate you, beloved.
Yeah. Taking that thing on the train. Yeah.
And for some reason, right? The porn video cases used to be this. They was big as shit. It was like you bought a book.
Yeah, the big ass plastic cases that clipped. Dog. Yo, man. I remember finding my pop VHS tapes. You had to, crazy part was you had to like rewind them to get them back where they was at. So ain't no dog. Good times, man.
Oh my god.
Oh, man. VHS porn. Remember DVD porn? Motherfuckers trading them and shit.
Yeah. Never get your porn back.
Never get your fucking porn back.
Cause I got Booty Talk 58, 59.
Yeah.
You got 60. I trade you 58 and 59 for 60.
I'll never forget. I was in a barbershop one time, and this was a real freaky era. You remember motherfucker would have a porno on and like
oh man,
dog. I remember walking in the barbershop and it's a porno on. And I never was this one old head, he was freaked the fuck out around the way. He walked in and he was like, this the Cherokee joint, this volume 3. He's like, yeah, I seen this shit. And I was just like, damn.
Because if it was volume 4, I could indulge. You know what I'm saying?
He said that shit like it was a Beverly Hills Cop. I see this shit.
Dog, I watched House Party 3 the other day. House Party 3 is when Kid got married.
House Party 3 is funny
as shit.
Remember when they opened the gate at the barbecue? House Party 3
so you on a grill make barbecue, bitch. So... House Party 3 is when Kid got married. So they was planning Kid bachelor party at the hotel, the Biltmore Hotel or whatever. They had a conference room rented. Stinky brought all these fat hoes to the fucking to the bachelor party, and they was like, "All right, bet we about to start the entertainment." They was trying to put a porno on, and Grandma took the porno. And it was Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, straight up.
They called Grandma. They said, "Grandma, what you doing?" She said, "I'm sitting here eating popcorn, watching that ass."
House Party.
Niggas was trying to put a porno on at the bachelor party.
Somebody, I remember years ago, stand-up comedian, he was like, we at the crib, we chilling, playing cards, porno on, we some freaks.
We some freaks.
He said, me and my homies at the crib, chilling, playing cards. We got the porno on, we some freaks. And he was like, my one homie took being a freak way too far. Because the nigga walks in the crib, and the porno was on. And when they do the close-up shot of the bitch riding the nigga, so all you really see is dick going in the pussy. The nigga walked in and was like, yeah, Mr. Marcus be killing these hoes. He was like, you recognize the dick?
Dick recognizer.
Dick recognizer. Motherfucker's hilarious, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. The point we're making is you a freak. Be a freak.
Yeah.
Handle your business
In private.
in private.
Stop making us party to your freak shit.
Why do we have to be privy to your freak?
Because your freak number is not the same as mine. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Now when I'm in there, my number can get crazy. Out in this world, though, I got a reputation of hold. That's just the way we is.
Family man.
My family man getting this paper. That's real. That's funny as shit.
Speaking of terrible friends, Chris Brown and Usher. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, this shit broke my heart. Because when I heard about the story...
Is it true?
It seems to be true.
I don't think it's true.
Signs are pointing to it's true.
I don't think
Let's act like it's true. Let's be messy and act like it's true.
Yeah, but messy is all right, let's be messy.
We're gonna be messy and act like it's true. So I see a video of Usher, Mario, somebody else was there, another singing nigga.
Yeah, it's already you got what they call it a melting pot for nonsense.
Yes, yeah, exactly. You got somehow got all these R&B niggas together in Las Vegas or whatever the case may be. The reason why is because Lovers and Friends Festival was this weekend, which I haven't seen no coverage of whatsoever. So whoever their PR is awful. I haven't seen no clips.
All I've seen is Jeannie. What's her name?
Janae Aiko.
Okay, whatever her name is. Her and Big Sean. I seen
Okay.
a clip of them on stage where Big Sean, I guess, is professing his love, even though they've been broken up 19 times. And all the women are posting that as relationship goals. I seen that a bunch of times. Genuine falling was crazy.
Peaking the knees, yeah.
Yeah, he getting old. He getting up there. You know what I'm saying?
So
he actually might have to get on a pony. He can't get up on no horse. Genuine.
But doomed.
Yeah, genuine knees. He need a mini horse. Genuine knees is going. Like,
all that,
yeah,
all
all
this
that
shit caught up to him.
Hey, man. All that done caught up to him. Yeah, Genuine fell hard to the motherfucker.
So
the other day.
you got
I'm
mad
like,
R&B niggas.
Same OG.
You got mad R&B niggas rounded up singing Chris Brown "Happy Birthday" in some rundown fucking skating rink in Las Vegas. So I'm like, okay, it seems like a fun enough night, whatever. Then you see another video of Chris Brown, nigga, you a hoe. This, and this, cursing at Usher. And Usher being Usher, he's like, oh, brother, come on, man, what's going on? Let me talk to you.
He doing shit like
Man, Chris Brown is in full Breezy mode. Man, fuck all that, man. Da. So now the rumor is something happened with Chris Brown and Tiana Teller.
Okay.
Tiana Teller has said on many occasions, her and Chris Brown basically like brother and sister. They best of friends. They've known each other their whole fucking lives. She's known him before she was regular Tiana Teller, before she was in music and all of that shit. And they have a very, very deep relationship. I don't know what the nature of the argument is. Nobody can substantiate it yet. But you see like on TMZ the arrow pointing at like Tiana Teller off screen.
Are her and Breezy like some Pac and Jada type shit?
It seems that way.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm sure he's bust them guts a couple times, and then they became best friends after that. That's usually how it works. Yeah. Let me see what the pussy like, so I can make an assessment on where you're going wrong with all your dating problems, and then I can steer you with what to do with the gifts that you have or don't have for my own enjoyment. Also. So there's all of this chatter, and you know, hundreds of people there at the party, whatever the case may be, and now it's all of this information like being said. Oh yeah, it started inside. Usher made the mistake of following Chris Brown outside, and then OHB, which is Chris Brown's crew, put the beats on Usher.
I don't believe it.
I don't want to believe it.
I mean, why would they roll on Usher?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
How could you roll on Usher?
Rolling on Usher is crazy. That's like rolling on Smokey Robinson.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, the Temptations just jumped Smokey Robinson outside of Hitsville?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
That's anything. Then another video leaked the next day of Chris Brown having a screaming match with security backstage at the Lovers and Friends Festival. So I'm like, all right.
I've come to whip more ass.
Yeah, I got more ass to whoop. So now it just kind of looks like, yo, like the cocaine, the post-nasal drip just like went down the wrong, part of his digestive system, and it just reactivated the biggest blood, Breezy. And this nigga just like on a rampage. And he was doing so good.
I mean, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yes, it is. It is.
I've heard. You can't roll on Usher.
Rolling on Usher is crazy.
Because I just imagine that, I don't know why I've envisioned this, but I just think Usher always has on skates. So rolling on him.
Skates or rollerblades?
Like at the supermarket with skates. Like, you just can't roll on Usher. That's the reason I'm like, this shit didn't happen. This is false. It can't be true.
They're not denying it.
Who's not?
Chris Brown or Usher hasn't come out and say, absolutely not, this didn't happen, that's my brother. Nobody's issued a statement.
I mean.
And as we know, in media, not saying something is also saying something.
But we're on the crusade to get people to handle their business not on Instagram anymore.
Niggas got to say something. If a rumor come out that you threw me a birthday party and then you and Jules and Rod jumped me and you don't clear that shit up, I'm going to kill all of y'all on camera and go to jail with a smile on my face.
That would be a funny ass roll. That's hilarious.
Certain shit you gotta clear up. I know we in the post DS2 age. I don't clear up no rumors. You gotta clear up that rumor.
Yeah, the biggest R&B motherfucker out. Well, out of Free.
Yeah,
and the
Free
and because he's not better than Kels, but he free. And the biggest R&B free motherfucker and. Basically like the next in line, or the what they call it, the
heir to the throne. Yeah, heir apparent.
Like a room, like that's the equivalent. I get what you're saying. It's like LeBron had a shower match with Kareem, and then outside LeBron High School, St. Vincent St. Mary niggas rolled on Kareem.
It's like, what are we doing here?
And then LeBron
and Kareem threw him the party.
Yeah. And LeBron just like, no, that's the captain. What's your own? I see what you're saying.
You gotta clear that up. You gotta clear that up, man.
Yeah, one of them gotta say something. I see what you're
So
saying.
they gotta say something together.
Yeah.
Like they gotta be, they gotta get on IG Live or something. The little boxes. They gotta adjudicate this mess, man.
Yo, the other day on some random shit you made me think about when you said IG Live, I was watching old verses. The old verses were so good. Yeah. When they were like actually on IG before it became Teddy Riley ruined it. Like it was actually like a really interesting, funny thing. Like Sean Garrett versus Dream and all, they were ridiculous.
Sean Garrett sold the shit out that fight.
Yeah. He was high, the motherfucker.
And got pummeled.
Yeah, he was playing shit off YouTube. Hold on.
No, that's my new shit. Yeah. This how you know a nigga losing in verse. As soon as he say, no, that's my new shit.
Yeah, just the unreleased, John. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, this me and Fabo from D4L new song.
Yeah, straight up. Let me ask you this. We talked about it on Patreon the other day. How are you feeling a week or so removed from the Ebony K Williams thing, and now that she's had her Breakfast Club appearance?
She made it worse.
Yo, for her to be as educated as she is, it's like every time she talks, it gets worse.
Yeah, she made it worse. Yeah. Because she's speaking for, and Dr. Umar just spoke on a shout out, brother Ifa
Dr. Umar was dead ass on like 33rd and Cumberland, just like.
Hold on, beloved. I'm gonna get with you in a second. Let me deal with these right here.
Yeah, I want strawberry watermelon. What ice? He just going. Yeah, shout out Doc,
Brother
man.
Ifa said it best. She represents the black bourgeoisie class of people. And she's looking at it from a standpoint that college educations will save black America. And I'm here to tell you that they won't.
Yeah.
As someone who has a college degree, who believes in higher education, if we're not being more directive as a community and steering people into the right career paths that not only one, suit their skill set, but two, suit their financial aspirations, then college is a fucking waste. Black women right now are crushing the college enrollment cliff. They're the anomaly in all of this, where all these other people are moving away from college. Black women are going steadfast into it. And it's a good and a bad thing. The good is that they understand the power of higher education. The bad is that for every one or two PhDs, engineers, science, biology majors, whatever, we're getting 10 liberal arts, human resources, these social services based careers that don't make any fucking money. And they're being debt straddled as a result of the ethos of get an education, get an education, get an education. But when they get there, they're not being supported in a way of having real mentors and real advisors that are like, what do you want to do with your life? How much money do you want to make? Okay, you need to be over here.
You can't get a mentor in college. You got to go on Instagram for that.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like they're not being steered in the right direction so that the money hits their bottom line.
Motherfuckers really be getting mentors from Instagram.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Niggas adjudicate everything on the gram. I'll get a motherfucking mentor, get some motherfucking credit hacks. You know what I'm saying? Get a ticket to the seminar.
Yeah, get a bank account.
Buy some sneaks.
All that shit.
Like
yeah.
everything is on the gram. So they're I don't feel like they're being directed in the right way, and it's reflective because at the end of the day, black men still make more money than black women. The gap is closing, but it's like if you go to blackdemographics.com right now and type in look at the salary thing, black men still make more money. It is what it is. So with that in mind, Ebony K Williams, my biggest problem with her, besides the fact that she's basically trying to admonish the working class of black America, is that she presented flawed data statistics. And she didn't flesh out the argument in full. She was like 22 cities in America, women are making more than black women are making more than black men. It's like, okay, you know how many cities there are in America? Yeah. You want to talk about Seattle, Washington? You want to talk about San Diego, California, which has the number one income for single black males in the country, the highest salary per capita out of anywhere in the United States? Do you want to talk about Tampa, Florida? Do you want to talk about Austin, Texas, where black men are not only surviving but thriving? So it's like she presented flawed data to substantiate her thought processes that black men need to be enrolling in college, not considering the fact that you have plumbers that make more than doctors, you have carpenters that make more than architects, you have people that framing people that frame out houses, manual labor that make more money than lawyers. Like, she's not considering that. So it's like, is the goal to make money or not? Because you're presenting the argument like college is what's going to unlock financial freedom, but also not stating the fact that black people are disproportionately not represented when it comes to proper financial aid. And what I mean by that is grants and scholarships. We don't get nearly the amount of money that's earmarked for us by private organizations and the government on a year-to-year basis because, again, not having the right mentors or advisors to steer these kids on where to go and get the money so that they can go to college for free and attain that education without coming out of it in a substantial amount of debt. And then the other part that she didn't talk about was the fact of the debt load and the fact that women in general, not just black women, but women in general carry 70% of consumer debt. Quite possibly because of college education in general. And it's still not reflective in their salaries because men still earn more money.
I agree with everything you said. I'm going to take a simpler approach to this.
Okay.
And I think what happened is everybody, even her, even everyone that's interviewed her since, everyone that's talked to her, we're going so far off the reservation from where this initially started.
Yeah.
This initially started because Iyanla Van Zant said when she was going off about how women were out earning and out educating themselves as opposed to men, and she was saying how all across the dating spectrum, because she's tried younger, older, different nationalities, all these different things. And Iyanla Van Zant simply said, would you date a bus driver? Her response was, if he owned the bus.
Right.
That was it. If he owned the bus. Had nothing to do with his morals, with his principles, with his integrity. None of that shit. It honestly didn't even go into education or whether or not you were smart.
Right.
Because there are people who own businesses that are complete idiots. There are people who work for someone their whole lives who are geniuses. It had nothing to do with smart. She simply was popping her shit, and she got caught and called out on it.
Exactly.
And in the midst of getting caught and called out on it, now it's time to, well, let me bring in the data and let me show you all these different things and let's spin these narratives and change this and at the end of the day, you was just talking your shit.
Yeah.
That was it. You said, if he owned the bus, now what? Because you're talking to someone in me who drove for SEPTA for 13, almost 14 years.
Right.
I don't know if you understand the way transit authorities work. No one owns them. It's a transit authority.
Exactly.
So are you talking about a tour bus? Are you talking about a jail bus? You must be talking about a party bus. Like one of them.
Talking about a Sprinter or something.
You said if he owned the bus. So, okay, you got someone who owns a bus. Now what?
Yeah.
Does that make you smart? Because when you got called out on it and you realize you offended all these people, now it's time to be like the first response was, if y'all think mediocrity or C's and D's, coming home with C's and D's is cool, we never on that. See, that's white supremacy. And I'm not on that, and y'all shouldn't be either. That was an awful response. Because now you bring in the white supremacy thing into it, where it's just like, wait. What she said in the response was, C's and D's are bad. Mm-hmm. Mediocrity is bad. I won't create a soft spot for anybody to land who thinks that's okay. And then she ended it with, my mother Gloria drove the bus for a long time. And I'm just like, what? So,
Applejack's tuna fish is yeah. we just gonna throw a lot of shit at you and hope that you just don't understand what I'm saying.
I watched that response and I'm like, yo, we're getting further off the reservation because Iyanla simply said, would you date a bus driver?
Yeah.
And what it comes down to is like you spoke about with the show we had with Wolf, where it's like, yo, y'all are like creating this world for yourselves that doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. You're literally telling yourself what it takes as a requirement for you to be happy before you even have it. Because you're telling yourself that if you don't have that, I'm not going to be happy. Yep. Which is why Iyanla said, I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he treat his mama good, if he treat me well, because those characteristics are going to make my life function right.
Now, she said, I would have my prenup over to the side and this and this and this. And it's like, but I would empower him to keep doing what he's doing and anything else that he wanted to do, we could build together.
And I think that's what a lot of that got lost in the last week or so because everybody wants to be Dr. Claude Anderson for this week when we don't need that.
Yeah.
All that simply happened was a black woman who got it going on felt like she could say some fly shit. And the world was like, don't do that.
Yeah, I'll teach you how to stunt.
And she had to turn around and delete her social media because that's my thing. Say what the fuck you said and then be like, I said it.
Stand in the fire.
That's it. You see, straight up, my LeBron James thing is like at 12 million views now.
Yep.
It's Jordan fans and that calling me all kind of dick riders, clowns, you's a fucking weirdo and all that shit. You know what I did the other night? Bet on LeBron and won some money. Stand in what the fuck you say.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? If you feel that way, feel that way. How did you go from, I dated bus driver if he owned the bus, to I'm trying to uplift black men?
Right.
And no, the fuck you not.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing.
You associate essential workers with mediocrity.
You weren't trying to uplift or improve anything. You was just simply talking your shit. I fuck with a nigga if he own a bus. That's it. Because this is not uplifting and nothing. And then I'm going to finish this. As bad as that response was, she goes on the Breakfast Club and Envy, it's not often you see that beige rage shit in a
Yeah.
good way. And Charlemagne could have really, you know what I'm saying, but he was like playing the back because Envy was so turned. It got so ridiculous that Ebony K Williams pulled out the dictionary and straight gave the definition to average. And I'm just like, you're explaining to average listeners what average mean? I'm just like, what the fuck?
This is going too far.
This is going way too fucking far. What should have happened was you said what you said, and then when the fucking fire come, you just like, yeah, I said I dated bus driver if he owned the bus.
Yeah, I
'Cause
know
that's
y'all.
how you
I
felt.
know y'all triggered, but
Because none of this, here's the craziest part. None of this discussion, none of this dialogue, none of this fact thrown out, none of this is going to make a bus driver tomorrow say, you know what, I'm going back to school. I saw the Chubb Institute commercial.
now that you mention it,
No one's going to do that.
and a super underrated part of this, even more simplistic, and going back to the Wolf episode that nobody's talking about, is contentment versus complacency. And the reason why Ayanla was so skilled in what she said is because she put that in her equation.
Mm-hmm.
I could date a bus driver and build with a bus driver if he loved what he did.
That's what I
You
said.
know why? Because he's content.
Content.
He's not complacent. Now, if I drive the bus and I'm coming home every day and I'm complaining and I'm miserable as a result of what the fuck is going on, that's a different conversation. It may be time to pivot to something else.
Which is what you, hello? Yeah.
But if I'm content and I'm happy and this shit fulfills me and it pays the bills and it serves a function and does what it needs to do, what the fuck is wrong with that?
Here's the I guess the backfire to get the bag culture is that get the bag culture has essentially ruined us as people.
It's cooked us.
Because here's the thing, and I spoke about it on Patreon. If y'all didn't listen, go get on the Patreon. We got like a whole breakdown of it. Back in the day, the people who were the most successful in the black community were of the community. They weren't segregated in a way.
Yeah.
Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Bill Russell was 8 championships in, and them motherfuckers used to break in his house every Tuesday because he lived in the neighborhood.
Like, I didn't got me again.
Yeah, damn it, let help me clean this shit. That's reality.
They didn't shit in my bed this time.
That's reality. So once get the bag culture came along, now if you don't crack certain things, you're a loser.
Yep.
So I know people who drive the bus or have driven the bus or are driving the bus that are probably never going to be able to afford a Patek Philippe. Probably never.
Yeah.
That doesn't make that man less than or worthless or a piece of shit. That's just not the way it goes. But we have people out here, we have women, we have men, where if you ain't on that, you a loser. Young Jock said it best. So wait, if I get the $60,000 Cuban, I'm a loser? I got to get a $140,000 Cuban? This is crazy.
He's like, it's time to tap out. I can't
crazy.
deal with this.
This is insane. So what Iyanla was simply saying was like, the reason you're so successful and the reason you have so much going on and the reason you can't find nobody and you're unhappy in your dating life and you're all over the place with looking is because you keep setting these parameters where you're throwing out the person for their fucking rap sheet. Mm-hmm. And that's not the way inner workings of dating is supposed to go. I'm supposed to fall in love with you, not what you do.
Yeah.
Because that could change tomorrow. Realistically, you could be in love with Paul George. His leg came off. You don't think that shit alters the fucking life? Mm-hmm. What happens if a football player gets paralyzed? I'm not making this shit up.
It happens.
What happens if somebody...
A fucking weight bar fell on Joe Mixon's neck.
What happens if Dr. Dre gets a brain aneurysm? That's what we're missing when it comes to like marriage and all of that shit. For richer or for poorer. Sickness and in health. I fuck with you. I don't fuck with what you do because that shit can change tomorrow. I don't fuck with what you have because that shit can change tomorrow. Yeah. And now when it comes to this dating and being around each other, you got friends that won't fuck with certain friends that they should have had because they don't like, nah, bro ain't on what I'm on. So that shit is real. You got girls that only want to get next to certain girls because of the clout shit.
Yep.
It works the same way with a bunch of weird niggas out here. And I said it the other day. I fuck with y'all not because of what you have or what you do, but because we have a real life connection. We have real life friendship and fellowship. You check on me. Like you just said, damn, you did come get me from the hospital. Yeah, you my fucking man. Yeah. Why the fuck wouldn't I be there when like that? And that's the part people, like, imagine you get out of the hospital, I'm like, Chad, ain't no paper. This nigga, I ain't.
Nut ass nigga.
Ain't pulling up on a nigga. Like, that's where we've gotten to. Yeah. Where you got women that don't want to deal with men, women that don't want to be friends. I literally have lived on blocks where neighbors don't speak to each other because they not getting money like us. They don't be on no fly shit. I don't never see them pull up in nothing. And all of this crazy ass goofy shit. The whole urban life has just become a big game of how can I shit on everybody else. Yep. It happens when it comes to literally, you know how many people I've told where it's just like, you know, this week everybody know we having a wedding dinner or whatever. And people like, yeah, y'all ain't having no wedding. I figured you was going to have a big John. Why did you figure that?
Yeah, how did you land on that
How
conclusion?
did you figure that? But because we've been shown, yo, you got to shit on the next person. So when you got these people that show up for a $70,000, $80,000 wedding in a horse and carriage, they forget that they're going to be pumpkins tomorrow. And then they look up a year and a half down, they divorced over money, and it's like, well, yeah, you spent $83,000
on a wedding.
On the wedding.
Yeah, y'all operating from a deficit from day
one.
one.
Operating from a deficit. And I know y'all don't really fuck with each other. Y'all don't even like each other's lifestyles. He do shit you hate, and she do shit you hate. But she look good, he look acceptable in pictures. Yeah, no, let's get this marriage on. And we're going to get a whole bunch of likes. I'm not trying to be funny. That's really how this shit goes.
Oh, no, for sure.
And I look at a lot of people where it's like, are y'all really fucking with each other because y'all like each other, or is it the vanity play?
It's all a vanity play.
People
have removed character and compatibility from the relationship equation, which are the two most important things that you need in order to fucking have a sustainable long-term relationship. Like,
and I'm not sitting here from a place of saying that it's like you're not supposed to find someone who, you know, entices you, or find someone that motivates you, or find someone that backs you, or really, really fights for you. I'm not saying that that's not what it's supposed to be, because that it has to fall in line with it. But at the end of the day, if you're